Yo, it's your boy Orion, one half of the Northwest Sports Fanatics, back at you with a new video. Defensive end Jadevon Clowney expected to sign with the Tennessee Titans. I had a feeling there might be a chance where you might get him back on the Seattle Seahawks. And then I had a feeling maybe there was a shot that he could go to New Orleans Saints. And then, obviously, the Titans have always been in the mix, but I'm debuting a new look to the channel. Your boy has been grinding nonstop. We got thumbnails. We got them upgraded. We got the text on them. Things are looking nice. Now we end up getting full utilization of the green screen. Let me know in the chat what you guys think, if you guys love it. I've been putting a lot of heart and soul and time and grind. Got brand new lighting, been working on the OBS program to try to make it look really fantastic for y'all. This is year number 4 for us on the channel. So this is going to be fucking crazy. This is going to be amazing. But like I said, I wanted to touch base with y'all and just talk some Jadevon Clowney because I know that he had dinner with Coach Payton. And then there was like some cooks that were cooking for him. So they were talking about, well, it looks like the Saints are going to get him. And all the Saints fans were like, hey, I know your Bucs have been making moves with Leonard Fournette and whatnot. But I'll be honest. When I heard Clowney might be going to the Saints, I didn't really like that news. Just like everyone that's a Saints fan, you don't want to hear the Bucs getting better, already with Tom Brady, already with Gronk. You want to win the division. You want to be able to do it as easy as possible. You've dominated for the last few years. The New Orleans Saints have, right? So when you hear that they get Tom Brady and then they get Gronk, and whether you're a fan of those guys or not, right, you're not really wanting to have them add more talent. Then I get Leonard Fournette, right? But on the flip side, even though they didn't get Clowney, I am excited for week 1. But with the Titans, what does this mean for Jadevon Clowney and the Titans? I mean, they are going to get to a point now where I feel that they are going to be very, very competitive. I mean, you got a lot of teams that are going to be jockeying for position. The Chiefs are the best in the whole entire NFL. Then you got the Ravens, right? Then the Steelers and the Bills and the Titans. But I'm excited to debut this new look. I was going to wait for a while to be able to do it, but I've been putting in a lot of time, a lot of effort. And like I said, I was just waiting for the lighting to show up. This is going to be a very, very big year for the Northwest Sports Fanatics in year 4. Let me acknowledge everybody in the room, and I'll go over some stats with Jadevon Clowney. I missed you guys. I hope you guys are doing great. Ryan Strick, fly, Eagles, fly. Kansas City Chiefs, Panthers, Saints, all in the building. What to do? I am watching Memphis on ESPN right now, 14-14 against Arkansas State. A little bit closer of a game than it should be. But Strick, I hope you're doing great. I'm really excited about Van Jefferson. I've been watching more tape on him. So anyone that's from the University of Florida, I know that if there's anyone that can give me some insight on University of Florida Gator players, all right, it's going to be you. I appreciate you, and I hope you love the new look. Panthers fan in the building. What to do? Official Young Nola, New Orleans Saints. He said background fire. Your boy's working. He said best on the planet. Same to you, my guy. The grind is real. We just got to keep grinding and make it happen. Panthers fan says 10 out of 10 on the green screen, baby. ESPN Studios. If you look behind me, one sec here. Hey, baby, maybe it'll be a reality one day. We got ESPN NFL Studios. We're here. It's year 4, baby. I hope everyone is doing great, having a great Saturday. Your boy is excited. This is going to be very, very exciting. We got a key game to start off the season on Thursday. It's going to be amazing. Kansas City Chiefs, Houston Texans. I don't think the game is going to be that close, but that's what they said last year with the Texans and the Saints. I thought the Saints would probably just, beat the brakes off of them. But Deshaun Watson is a top 5, top 6 quarterback in this league. So I know they're going to fight. They don't have D-Hop and they don't have Nuke. You got Brandon Cooks. You got Will Fuller. You got Randall Cobb. I mean, you got guys that aren't as good. Kenny Stills. But you still got weapons there. So I'm still excited to see that game. And we'll be definitely doing a live stream on that day. Let's see here. Amber's in the building. Amber, how are you? Hi, Orion. Just wanted to pop in and say hi. Love you too. Appreciate you. Hope your my day is great. I've been waiting all day for lighting from Amazon to drop it off. I've been waiting all day to be able to debut all the hard work that I've been putting in with the channel, and I hope you guys love it. Comment below what you guys think of the new look of the channel. I hope you guys appreciate everything that's been going on, with the channel and the progression. And like I said, this is year 4. So we got really high expectations to not only get past 20,000 subscribers, which I know we're going to do, especially with this new look, new thumbnails, but the content is going to be top notch, and I can't wait to be able to share it with y'all. Jadevon Clowney going to the Titans, not confirmed just yet, but normally with the agents, when they say that, 99% of the time, it's going to happen. Lenny D in the building. Fly, Eagles, fly. What up, Ryan? Excited about my Eagles 53-man roster. I am, too, about my Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I did notice that you guys released Sidney Jones, and I was a little surprised by that. I know you guys have certain depth on the defense, but that was one name that was kind of a head-scratcher to me, and I know he's been injury-prone, and he hasn't really been able to stay healthy on the field, and I've heard Eagle Twitter people, Eagle beat writers, and a lot of people making opinions, but they're not even necessarily there on the practice field to really see how is he looking. How are some of these guys looking that are getting cut? So it is what it is. Panthers fan, due to limited practices, it's any NFL teams go. Absolutely. Orion studied Brian Burns, and look what happened. He's legit, and I did. And I watched him at Florida State, and he, to be very honest, even though I'm a Tampa Bay Buccaneer fan, there's a lot of people, a.k.a. players in the NFC South that I'm enamored with. I kind of fall in love with some of these guys. Brian Spider Burns is one of those guys. AK-41 Alvin Kamara, right? The alien is one of those guys. And even guys on Atlanta, even though I'm not really big about the Falcons, but guys like Calvin Ridley, Julio Jones, they're a pleasure to watch. So I can't wait for this NFC South rivalries to start kind of get going. But a lot of expected and unexpected cuts as we're getting our rosters narrowed down to the 53. And that's big facts. Lenny D, NWSF family, making major moves, baby. Let's go. I hope you guys like it, man. I've been putting in so much effort because I had to do a lot of tutorials, on how to be able to format things correctly. So it's been a long process. And like I said, the final step was just me trying to wait for the lighting and to get everything situated. But I feel that we're going to be making some big moves as we're going into 2020 coronavirus NFL season. And college football's going, even though the Pac-12 and the Big Ten aren't going, which is really disappointing for me. It is what it is. At least I get some kind of football, and I'll probably be doing a lot of live streams with Clemson, with Trevor Lawrence, because he's my favorite player in college football right now. I want to be able to see his progression in this final year for him in college as the #1 seed in college football. And if I can't watch my Oregon Ducks, and if I can't watch Ohio State and a few of these other teams I love watching, week in and week out, I'll have to be doing more Alabama, Auburn, and some of these other teams just to keep me content, before springtime when we get some other, games with these other conferences to kind of get going. Boston throwing away a 2-0 lead. What about Miami beating the brakes off the Bucs? Isn't that crazy? Jimmy Buckets. I wonder what Sixers fans think now. With that kind of toxic environment, with Embiid and obviously with Simmons, and they just couldn't work together, the three of them. Now they're probably thinking, fuck, we should have kept him. We should have treated him a little bit better. That's really surprising to me right now, 3-0. But if you watched them earlier in the year and as we're going into the bubble, they were one of the hottest teams with Portland and the Phoenix Suns. So is it really that big of a surprise? Yes, it is, 3-0. But I figured, maybe they would have one win at this point, but not be up 3-0. They might be the team that represents the East going against possibly the Lakers, even though they lost game 1 to Houston. So we're going to have to kind of wait and see. Boston throwing away that 2-0 series lead. Facts. Chiefs by 40. Woo! Really? You think by that much? I don't know about that much, my guy. It might be a little bit closer, but if I had to put money on it, I bet that the Chiefs win by at least 10 points or more, and that's facts. Official Nola, young Nola in the building, Flight said Watson is trash. Well, Flight doesn't know shit. He's just a personality out there, and, anything he says or does with the big following that he has is going to get a reaction. And a lot of times I feel that he doesn't even really mean what he says. He just says shit that he knows he's going to get a reaction because people are going to think he's stupid or doesn't know. And that's going to get people to watch his shit. You know what I mean? So maybe that's just something for him. But he obviously isn't as knowledgeable on the NFL end or the NBA end as he assumes that he is. And that's facts. Panthers fans, I got Texans. No shot. Not against the champs, the Kansas City Chiefs, the team that's most likely to win the championship this season. There's a 0% shot that the Texans win the game, in my opinion. 0. The only way that they win is if Mahomes goes down with an injury, and knock on wood, I don't want that to happen, but there's no way the Texans are winning that game. Bottom line, they are not winning the game. He said the same about Mahomes. Yeah, he doesn't know anything. Let's see here. Shrick, I know. Orion, I sacked someone in Madden 2021, and they got your sack lunch in there. Sue them, big money. For real, right? It's 12 noon. You know what time it is. It's time for a sack lunch. Yum, 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 yum. They stole that shit. The funny thing is Madden and their social media group, ESPN, Fox Sports, they know who we are. They follow the bigger channels, on YouTube. And so obviously they look for different, content and different things. But, dude, I need to get some money for that. I made that up. For real. So it's like, if they're going to steal that from me and not even give me some royalties or credit, come on. And no one ever said that prior to me and Marcus and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. You never heard anybody come up with that original content like that. But I guess it is flattering, because I did hear a couple people saying that they did hear that in there. And then I've seen posts through NFL.com and ESPN where they'll have someone get a sack and then they'll have the little sack lunch emoji next to it. Come on, man. It's a sack and then the emoji of the sack lunch. Come on. Give your boys some credit. But I guess that is pretty flattering, you know what I mean? At least they're watching us and they know who we are. Heel Pock in the building. What to do? What's up, Ryan? Bit upset the Birds cut Sidney Jones. I know. I just was talking about that earlier. I couldn't believe that they would let him go. Why? I mean, you guys aren't super deep in the secondary. I mean, you guys have some depth, and I know you obviously picked up some key pieces in the offseason, like big play Darius Slay, but can you really afford, even if Sidney Jones is a guy that is injury-prone, fuck it. Keep him, right? Keep him. I watched him in college. Solid. He's never really got a shot to prove himself, and that's facts. Shrek says Boston SMH. Panthers fan, hey, everyone's going to be rusty. I got Texans. No way. Not Patrick Mahomes, not Tyreek the Freak Hill, Clyde Edwards-Helaire the rookie. It's just not happening. Travis Kelce, McCole Hardman, the defense. Chris Jones. Who? Chris Jones. Honey Badger. It's not happening, my guy. Frank Clark. This team is so solid, and I've been watching them in all their training camp videos, their practices. I mean, this could end up being ugly. Personally, I think they can win by 10 or more, but it could be one of those games where they end up winning by 17, 20. I mean, this game could be really ugly. It could end up being like a 42-21 kind of game. And no disrespect to the Texans because they still got some solid pieces on their team, and they'll be competitive, and some teams will be out of shape, and you'll know right out the gates, who's going to punch who in the mouth. But, I mean, based on the roster, returning 20 of 22 starters and end up getting guys like Clyde Edwards-Helaire and then also getting guys back from the injury from last season, Juan Thornhill, the thumper, it's not going to happen. I mean, we can all pray that it's closer than it's going to be just for fans' sake, but it's not going to be that close in my opinion. I think we're really going to see the Chiefs ball out. But I think Watson will play better than people think that he's going to, and he's going to be in the MVP consideration. And if he somehow, some way can get that Texans team to the playoffs, you better believe he's going to be in the running with Kyler Murray, Patrick Mahomes, and Lamar Jackson for the MVP this season. He's kind of a long shot. Kyler Murray's kind of a long shot as well because their teams aren't going to be, quote-unquote, as good, but you don't know. Maybe they end up being a little bit better. Maybe the Titans scale back a little bit, even though I don't think they will. Maybe the Colts scale back a little bit, and maybe the Texans can find a way to get there. But in my opinion, that the Texans are the third best team in the AFC South. I don't think they're going to go to the playoffs this season. Unless we're seeing some, 5,000-yard plus season from Watson, and he has, 45 touchdowns and 9 interceptions, something crazy like that, and the defense overachieves, then maybe. But I just don't see it with a competitive Titans team that should win the division, and the Colts team has a great shot to make the playoffs this season as a wild card team, and that's big facts. Stealing the sack lunch. Come on, Madden. How could you? Let's see here. Mahomes going to be rusty? No chance. Strick says, I wanted to keep Jody Fortson. He's 6'6" wide receiver. That is a jump ball machine. Jokto! Hey, everyone. How is everybody? Jock Talk, my guy. How are you, man? Troll Patrol in the building. What it do? What up, Ryan, the NWSF? Why the empty seats? Looking forward to a possible trade with the Niners in Witherspoon. We will see. We will see. Heelpox says whenever Jones was on the field, he was making plays, including big plays against Dallas, but the biggest issue was always health. And that's facts. Anyone that follows the Eagles or has any familiarity with that roster, that's always been kind of the case for him, and that's facts. So I'm going to keep getting through all the comments, and then I'll go into the show. But I wanted to debut the new look for the channel. So defensive end Jadevon Clowney expected to sign with the Titans. A reaction with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can, either on here, patreon.com/NWSF, or our GoFundMe. And if you're looking for merch, Northwest Sports Fanatic merch, link is below every video on our YouTube page. You can follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram at NW Sports Fanatics. And this is the new look, the new debut, new thumbnails, got the text. We're ready. Year 4 is going to be the biggest year for the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Facts. Let me keep going here and scroll down. Panthers fan, is CMC going to be rusty when the Panthers play? Ho-ho! Touche. Touche. And he ain't. He's going to be on point, and he should be the best running back in the league this year, not named Saquon Barkley or Zeke Elliott. And that's facts. Let's see here. Panthers fan says, you need to study Sam Howell from UNC. I mean, I'm going through all the players, and especially with the Pac-12 and the Big Ten being shut down. I'm going to be watching more and more college football. I mean, I always watch a lot of college football, but now you're taking away 2 conferences from me, so I got to be able to get up on more. CMC going to be rusty? I don't think so. I don't think CMC will be rusty at all. Some guys might be out of shape, but other guys should be good to go. Won't disagree there, but he only played like 22 games out of 3 to 4 seasons. That's true, but with the talent and then how high you drafted him, it just kind of sucks that, you let a talent like that go. Lenny D's like, who's Flight? You haven't seen Flight Reacts, Lenny D? You should know who that is. Steph Curry and some of these other guys, some of the, NBA and NFL people, they know. He's a YouTube guy. He's a YouTuber. He makes a lot of, he originally started off as like a 2K gamer, I believe. So he played 2K and he had a channel, and then he does these basketball games with other YouTubers, and he does reaction videos where he doesn't know anything that he's talking about, and gets a shitload of views on his videos. So, I mean, he's a hard worker. I'll give him that. Anyone that does YouTube or has a channel, you got to give the respect where respect is due, but I don't watch him. That's facts. Tracy says, I drafted Cortland Sutton in fantasy. Great pick. One of my top 5 wide receivers as far as breakout guys this season. I absolutely love his production, not only last year, but what he's going to do this year. He's really going to pop off, just like A.J. Brown on the Titans as well. You see Alshon is off the PUP list. I saw that, and they decided to keep him, which I knew they would, but that's just good to see him getting better and better. Let's see here. So now I heard he's actually like that in real life. Jock Talk, Eagles fan here. Fly, Eagles, fly. Well, subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button. Appreciate that you're in the room. I hope everyone is having a great weekend. Troll Patrol, AFC West versus NFC in Super Bowl 55. I mean, like I said, it'll be interesting to see where it goes. I mean, NFC South. I mean, I feel confident in the Saints and the Bucs, to be really honest. I mean, the only other conferences, I mean, you got the NFC West with the Niners and the Seahawks and, the Cardinals and the Rams. And they could be good again. And the Niners probably have the best shot out of any of those teams this season based off depth on their roster, right? And then the East, I mean, you got Giants, Eagles, Cowboys. I'm not sure if they're Super Bowl worthy. There's going to be some great talent there, and they could overachieve. But they might all be in that kind of 8 to 11 win category, which doesn't mean that you can't go far with a 10-win season or 11-win season. Packers are going to be the top team in the NFC North, but I think Saints and Bucs got just as good of a chance as anybody in the NFC to make it, as long as the Packers and Niners should be up there as well. But I would assume those would be the top 4 teams now, just as of right now, and then we can see some of those other teams maybe overachieve or underachieve. We'll have to see where it goes. And that's facts. But I'm thinking Kansas City Chiefs or the Baltimore Ravens. But if you get a team like the Tennessee Titans again, and they play the Chiefs or the Ravens, that's one team that I believe, with who they have at quarterback, running back, coaching staff, adding Clowney, that could be a team that could get to an AFC championship game and win. I really believe that. It's going to be tough. They would have to play the perfect game plan, especially against the Chiefs. I don't think that they could really beat the Chiefs, but if they played the Ravens again, I think that they could beat the Ravens depending on, where the game's being held and the strategy, who's healthy. But Chiefs to me are right now the best team in football. But if they slip up in any way or have any injuries, I really feel the Titans have a good shot like the Buffalo Bills to kind of upset some teams. And maybe even the Pittsburgh Steelers with Big Ben in the revenge tour. It could happen. I see those teams being very, very strong. The Bills, the Titans, and the Steelers. All three of those teams are going to win at least 10 games or more this season. Stamp that. Big facts. Lenny D says, yeah, I wonder what that means. I'm just happy that both Quez Watkins and John Hightower both made the roster. Facts. Juan Gotti says, I miss Marcus, man. He'll be here on Thursday. I talked to him. And he's been going through some stuff. He mentioned to me that, after moving away and, with, coronavirus and then all the racism and everything that's been going on, it really got him into a funk and he kind of got depressed. And he said it's been like that for a few months. So, and also not probably being close to me and not recording and doing what he loves to do and spending time, being able to put some work in. But I told him, get your mind right. You know what I mean? That we have a great football season. Your boy's been picking up the slack while you've been going through stuff. I've been working hard on the editing. I've been working hard on pumping out videos. And so I think that he's got his mind right now. Just try to give him some words of encouragement so that way we can be the best dynamic duo on YouTube as far as NFL coverage and sports channels are concerned. And like I said, he'll be here on Thursday and we'll rock it out, man. And I'm going to try to get him to come as often as I can, even though he lives about an hour away, to do reaction videos with me. So some of the videos will probably be by myself, and then there'll be others. Well, we'll do them together, but I'm going to try to pump out more than last year. Even though I got a full-time job, he's got a full-time job. If I got to sacrifice hanging out with my friends and putting out more work for the channel this season, I'm definitely going to do it. So I'm going to try to do the goal is to try to do every game, every reaction video of almost every game every week. I know I'm not going to be able to do all of them, but the goal in mind is trying to get as many done. And we're going to be doing live streams every Monday, Thursday, and Sunday night, and then I'll probably end up doing one or two games throughout the season or more in the morning and the early afternoon, depending on who's playing. But that's facts. He'll be in the building. We'll be good, man. But that's what's been going on with him. Like I said, I touched base with him, a couple days ago, and things have been pretty rough. But I figure once he sees the thumbnails in person, once he sees this look in person, once he's here with me in person, I think that's going to rejuvenate him for this season. So he'll be back, and we'll be great. So I can't wait to see him, and we're going to have a great season. Year 4 for us on YouTube. Let's see here. So I'm happy Jones and Douglas is out, Troll Patrol says. So, oh, yeah, I forgot to say Madden 21 has Sack Lunch in there and their game. Juan Gotti, I know I've had so many people say that. They've been watching us. And there's no other channel or no other network that has ever said that. Have you guys heard anyone else ever say Sack Lunch before and made up? It's 12 noon. You know what time it is. It's time for a Sack Lunch. Yum, 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 yum. No one has said that. Stealing our shit. Where's my money? Where's my money? Where's my trademark? Come on, man. Cheating me over here. All right, let's see here. Let's scroll down here. Getting caught up as much as I can. Juan Gotti says, we're beating the Eagles week 1. Hail to the football team. I'm interested to see the matchup. I know Adrian Peterson ended up getting cut. That gives more room for the young Bucs to be able to get things kind of going as far as their younger running backs. I'm interested to see that matchup. I always like NFC East matchups. They're always interesting to me. Washington Red Tails calling it. We'll see. That is an interesting name. I kind of prefer the Red Wolves, but we'll see where it goes, whatever way they decide to go with with their team name moving forward. Let's see here. Said Juan Gotti is a Washington Redskin, a.k.a. football team fan. Hardcore. He said, you guys are literally bang the fuck up. We're going to beat the Eagles. I don't know, though. Because the thing is even though the Eagles are banged up, right, they still probably have just as much depth as you guys at this point. I mean, we're just going to have to see how your players play. And obviously having guys like Darius Geis fuck up and not be on the team anymore, I was really looking forward to see him, Scary Terry McLaurin, and seeing the whole dynamic with, Dwayne Haskins or Alex Smith. So we'll see where it goes. But you got Chase Young. and it's going to be great to see his progression and him winning the defensive rookie of the year, either him or Isaiah Simmons from the Cardinals. Neftali's, was it 1st intersection Batista. Love that background. Appreciate that. Been grinding, trying to get things better and get it shaped up, so I appreciate that. We've got a new look, and this is the first time that we've debuted it here with the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Neftali, appreciate you. Lenny D. It's McCole Hardman on the Chiefs. Tyreek and McCole faster than both of them. He's D-Jack's still fast, and Quez ran a 4.3. They still got some speed, even though they're getting a little bit older. Oh, Flight Reacts. Okay, I know who you're talking about. So I say, Lenny D, you should know who that is. Jalen Reagor will be in that speed team conversation when he's healthy. So we also got to touch on poor management from Vegas. Trades their 3rd-round pick to Lynn Bowden and a 6 for a 4th. Come on, Gruden and Mayock. Yeah, that's a little questionable. I don't really know what's going on with that. We'll have to see where it goes. Zion, ex-Evo. Thoughts on J.C. Jackson? I'll get into that. Panthers fan, I took Drew Lock and Josh Allen in fantasy. Love both of those players. They should end up having good seasons. It's going to be exciting to see. AK-41, if they're not going to ball out this season, you know he is. Jock Talk, yes, I've been subbed up since last year. Appreciate that. Lenny D, the league is really evolving with all the speed coming in the league, and it's definitely more of a passing league than a running league like it was when I was a kid, and that's facts. Let's see here. Fat City Saint. Can't wait to play the Bucs. I can't wait either. You know what I mean? This Bucs-Saints rivalry is really going to start heating up, and there's going to be some, bandwagon people that are going to hop on. But for someone like me, that's been struggling and, been a fan since 95, and they haven't been good since 2007, it's going to be really exciting to be able to see them start to really evolve and be a competitive team, not only in the NFC South, but to be a competitive team in the whole NFL. This is what I've dreamed for so many years. If you would have told me a couple years ago, Tom Brady, Rob Gronkowski, and Leonard Fournette were going to be on the Bucs in 2020, I just would have laughed. I'd say, no fucking way. So I just want to be able to be competitive, be fun to watch, not turn the ball over like Jameis did. That's the most frustrating thing, is like when you lose games by 7 points or less and Jameis throws 3 picks and has a fumble. If you could just clean that up or have a better quarterback, I could live with some mistakes, but he just turned the ball over way, way too much. So now I'm really excited for this Saints-Bucs rivalry, and I think it's going to get heated up like the Niners and Seahawk rivalry, the Vikings and the Packer rivalry, the Packer-Bear rivalry, the Eagles and the Cowboy rivalry. I mean, it's really going to start to heat up, and I'm excited about that. And hopefully we can hang and win game 1 in the Dome. But if not, we'll see what happens. Maybe we'll split. I don't see either team winning both games, in the Dome or at Raymond James in my place. So, I mean, it'll be very, very competitive. Both of us are going to go to the playoffs. Both teams should win, in my opinion, 10 to 13 games. And both teams can make a deep, deep run. I could see either team, Tampa or the Saints, being in the NFC Championship game this season. I mean, the Saints are an obvious choice because they've been great for so many years in a row, right? Even though the seasons haven't ended the way that they wanted. The chemistry that they've had, they got great offensive pieces, great defense, great coaching, great offensive line. You added Emmanuel Sanders. Jared Cook is up and down, but normally he's on. AK-41 is healthy. You still got Drew Brees. Drew Brees is there. Coach Payton's there. So it's going to be a challenge. But not having fans in the Dome will definitely benefit Tampa Bay quite a bit. So I'm excited to see the outcome in that game, and hopefully we can keep it close and get a dub. And that's facts. Let's see here. Watson gets paid by Houston. Yeah, I know. And he deserved it. You know what I mean? He deserved every single penny that he ended up getting. Bottom line, I mean, he's one of the top 5, top 6 quarterbacks. Dak is in a prove-it year. And I don't even think McCarthy likes him that much, but you've had bad coaching there for so long. That's one thing that they both have had in common. Watson and Dak are great. I'm going to say great players. Watson's great. Dak is above average good, right? But they've had bad coaching. And if they had good coaching, Watson could go from 5-6 ranking maybe up to like 3. He's that good. Like, you could have him slide up here in the next few years and to be a top 3 quarterback. I think he's got that kind of talent. But he needs to, have a little bit more help around him. Losing D-Hop wasn't good. And I don't really like Bill O'Brien as a head coach. And with Dak, you got plenty of weapons there. But his game is still evolving as far as decision-making, red zone, third down, not turning the ball over. We're going to have to see how they can work with Kellen Moore, calling the plays again this season. We'll see how it goes. A-Guy, Raiders. Thank you, man. This is the new look for the channel, Northwest Sports Fanatics, year number 4. We got the new thumbnails with the text. We ended up getting the new background. I figured out how to use the green screen. It's going to be a very, very exciting year, and I had to debut it, obviously, this afternoon. I just couldn't wait any longer, and I just got my lights from Amazon today, so I had to get the proper lighting for the green screen to make sure things didn't get distorted. So, facts. Appreciate that, A-Guy, Raiders. Fat City saying Eli Apple, enough said. Yeah, we'll see where he goes this season. Let's see here. I got one loaded. Wait on Marcus to spark this. Okay. Lenny D says, no disrespect, but who's the Panthers secondary? Panthers fan, Lattimore overrated. Oh, now we're throwing out haymakers now, back and forth. Okay. Norman was better as a Panther. Norman was great as a Panther. I think he's going to be good for the Buffalo Bills. That's facts. Triggers the Northwest Sports Fanatics chat. Lenny D said, nope, Sack Lunch is a Northwest Sports Fanatic original. Damn right. Imagine cutting Adrian Peterson. Yeah, he's old, though. You know what I mean? Someone might pick him up. He'll still end up maybe falling onto a team at some point or another. Eagles getting AP. I don't know about that. Sir Luke, Lattimore overrated? How did the Panthers receivers do against him last year? Oh, shots fired. Bang, bang, bang. Don Shingo from Germany, $3. Here is your money, MVP Wentz. Appreciate that. How do you like the new look, Shingo? I've been working hard on the thumbnails and the background. Like I said, I'll be doing a lot of Eagles coverage this season with all the other teams. I appreciate you. Thank you very, very much. Looks like $3.50. $3 in German money, right? Going into $3.50 in U.S. dollars. Okay. Appreciate you, man. Thank you very much. Don Shingo in the building from Germany. Let's see here. Strick says Lattimore's kind of overrated. Well, he used to, when he first came out his rookie season, he was like a top 5 corner. 5 picks, he looked great, athletic, he could do everything. But as the seasons have gone along, I still think he's a top 12 corner, but he's been banged up, and he hasn't been as good as his rookie season. But maybe this is the season where he bounces back and gets 5 or 6 picks. I definitely could see that happening. He's got the talent. They got the scheme. Cameron Jordan's there. Demario Davis, a.k.a. the glue, is there. You know, they only lost A.J. Klein and Von Bell. They didn't really lose a whole lot on the defense. So I'm excited to see what he's going to do. And even though I'm a Buck fan, I like to be able to keep in touch with the Saints, the Falcons, and the Panthers as much as possible. And that's facts. Let's see here. Raiders fans agreeing that rookie Henry Ruggs, that Henry is faster than Tyreek is laughable. What are your thoughts on the Panthers, Breyer? I actually like the team a lot. They're in a rebuilding phase. They're the only team in the NFL with a brand new head coach, brand new coordinators, and a brand new quarterback. So obviously with Riverboat Ron moving away to the Washington football team, you got Coach Rule. I love him, right? I think he's going to be a good leader like Joe Judge for the Giants. You're going to get a lot of him being able to showcase his coaching style and his skill set. It may take a couple years to catch up to the Saints and Bucks, but they got key pieces still there. Run CMC, DJ Moore, Curtis Samuel, Spider Burns. You know, so even though Luke Kuechly and Cam are gone, Super Cam, he's no longer there. I like the potential of this team getting better and better. Greg Olsen moved on and is not there anymore as well. But I still like a lot of the players. I think the favorite player on the team besides Run CMC has got to be, for me, DJ Moore or Spider Burns. I love me some Brian Burns, and I think that he's got a good shot to get a lot of sack lunches, this season, and to really be a catalyst for the Panthers in the NFC South. I'm not really sure how many wins you're going to get this season. If I had to take a guess with a competitive Saints and Bucks team that more than likely will get 10 wins or more, they'll be, I would assume, the third place team, Falcons being last, and I would assume they'll probably have somewhere between, if I had to take a guess, 6 to 8 wins. And not that they're bad, it's just that they lost a lot. You lost Cam Newton. You lost your coaching staff. You lost Riverboat Ron. You lost Luke Kuechly. I don't know how many teams would be able to recover that quickly from that, but I like Teddy Two Gloves, Teddy Bridgewater. I like Coach Rule, and I like some of the key pieces getting better this season, like DJ Moore really got fired up and got on fire as we were going into the latter part of the season last year, and that's facts. Panthers in the building. Okay, I feel you. Panthers fans all in the building. I love it. Sir Luke says, if Lattimore is overrated, how come some of the best wide receivers in the league like Jones and Evans didn't show out on him? True, but he hasn't always been there playing against those guys in every matchup. And he is a pretty good lockdown corner, but we're just saying from Lattimore and our perspective of outsiders that aren't Saints fans, he came out, right out the gates as like top 5 corner. You know what I mean? Like defensive rookie of the year kind of guy. And he hasn't. And for corners, you don't expect a corner to get 5 or 6 picks every single year. I mean, it just doesn't happen. But I just figured that we would have more interceptions and more big plays from him. But I think more of it is more injuries kind of slowed him down a little bit rather than him getting lazy or not putting in the effort, because I think he's a big effort guy. But I think a bounce-back season is very possible for Lattimore. And that's me being a Bucs fan and just being real. I think he is a top 12 corner, and if he has a good season, he could probably get himself into the top 6, 7, 8 in the league. But it's going to take some time with the scheme and everything that happens there. So that's facts. Let's see here. Ryan Strange. Okay, Ryan, I see you with the green screen magic. Finally, baby. I've been putting in a lot of time, a lot of effort. Like I said, OBS and the programs. I had to get the lighting. I was experimenting with the thumbnails and the text. So this is going to be the new look for the channel. Scoreboard's going to be debuted as well. So we're popping off, man. Things are going to be great for year 4 for the Northwest Sports Fanatics. That's facts. I appreciate you, Ryan. Thanks for the kind words, my guy. Alvin Kamara stays. They got a shot, but I like Brady over Breeze, Troll Patrol. I do too. Not just trying to be biased and be a Bucs fan, but just looking at my roster and everything that's on the line. We're going to be loose. We're going to have fun. And if you got Tom Brady, you got a shot. And that's facts. But I could see both teams making a deep run. You never know what could happen. I mean, who knows? What if it ends up being Saints-Bucs in the NFC Championship game? That would probably be the most exciting NFC Championship game scenario that I can come up in my head. We split in the regular season and then play each other in the NFC Championship game, and then the best man wins to the Super Bowl against the Chiefs or more than likely the Ravens. I'd love that. And I wouldn't be sad if I lost to the Saints. I mean, of course, the goal is to win a Super Bowl and to get as far as possible, right? But, I mean, if I ended up losing to the Saints, and if they can take it all the way, represent the NFC South. We can be rivals, right? But I always like seeing the NFC South teams when they're good, if they can actually capitalize and get the Super Bowl to represent for the NFC South. So when the Panthers lost to Denver and when the Falcons lost to the Pats, it hurt a little bit because I was rooting for, certain teams to be able to pull off the upset, but Saints won, Bucs won, so we got one each. So we'll see what happens this season. It's going to be very fun in 2020. And a lot of great rookies in this rookie class as well that I'm really excited to kind of match up against and do some extra homework for the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Let's see here. J.C. Jackson. So I think with J.C. Jackson, you have something to prove. So I need to do a little bit more film study on certain guys like J.C. Jackson, but there's always going to be an opportunity for certain guys to make a name for themselves and to see what they can do, either overachieve or underachieve, playing time, effort. So I got to be able to get more, probably like a month. After a month, ask me that question again, and then I'll be able to really evaluate the talent, the production, and what I really feel. But at this point, I don't know, to be honest. I got to see him in action, and that's facts. Let's see here. So I think the Panthers will have some upset wins against some good teams, but third place in the NFC South. I agree. I think that they will upset some teams as well. Who you think he's going to sign with us or the Titans? Titans, man. They pretty much said it's a done deal. It's like 99% done. It's just they got to get into the paperwork side of it. Don Shingo, bang, another $2, which ends up being maybe like $2.50. Looks like there's a little bit more there. Appreciate you. Yeah, I think we're going to be doing a fantasy league, so I just wanted to get a video out. So we'll probably do a 10-man league through ESPN. So I'll do a team. Marcus will do a separate team since we have this coronavirus and everything, and just him living an hour away. It'll just be easier, and we'll be able to compete against each other. So I'll have a team. He'll have a team. Omer Muich, who won the league last year, will be in, and then our buddy Corey. So we'll probably draw for 6 spots in the channel sometime tomorrow, Monday or Tuesday, and then we'll probably end up having the draft probably on Tuesday or Wednesday for 6 spots in the league this season. So I'm excited to be able to do that. So, hey, Ryan, any cuts surprise you today in the NFL? Sidney Jones. That was the main one that really surprised me out of all the players. I haven't had a chance to go through every team's roster just yet, just because I've been trying to work on the setup for the channel and kind of get into it. But I'll go through it. But the Sidney Jones one kind of popped off on me on paper. That was the one that was kind of surprising. Yeah, he got banged up the last couple years, but I felt that he was still worthy of a spot to be on the team, and that's facts. All right, I'm scrolling here. All right, I'm caught up now. So let's go over some of the stats here as well. D-Hop, Tyreek, Julio, Adams, T.Y. Hilton. Are you talking about top 5? D-Hop, MT, Julio, Devontae Adams, Mike Evans. Yeah, T.Y. Hilton is nowhere near the top 5. He's not even a top 10 wide receiver anymore, Panthers fan. I mean, if this was a few years ago, he was a top 10 wide receiver, but he ain't even in the right stratosphere of being in that list. And you don't even got Michael Thomas on that list? Come on, Panthers fan. Do some homework. Come on, man. Do some homework, my guy. Is that Madden rankings or your rankings? All right, let me go into this real quick. So Jadevon Clowney expected to sign with the Titans, sources say. Free agent defensive end Jadevon Clowney has told the Tennessee Titans officials that he plans to sign with them. And Ryan Tannehill expected to travel to Nashville soon, sources told ESPN, Diana Rossini. Clowney is reuniting with Titans head coach Mike Vrabel, who served as a position coach and defensive coordinator with the two were in Houston together. The 7th-year veteran had his best season in 2017 when he played with Vrabel's scheme for the Texans. Clowney posted career highs that year in sacks, 9.5, which is crazy because Clowney is such a freak athlete. How the fuck did he only have 9.5? To me, Clowney should have a season where he's had like 15. Is he really that limited? Is he overrated? I mean, 9.5? He should have a lot more than that. Tackles for loss, 21. That's very impressive. And quarterback hits, 21. I like that. But only 9.5? That's surprising. I did not know that. In addition to Vrabel, Clowney played for Titans outside linebackers coach Shane Bowen in Houston. Titans defensive back coach Anthony Midget held the same title on the Texans staff that coached Clowney. The Saints, the other suitor, and the Seahawks have made strong pushes for Clowney, but it looks like with the Seahawks falling out and the Saints were the closest team, that this is going to be really where we're going to be able to see him develop. And I see the Titans going very far. They could end up being in the AFC Championship game this season. Now, he only had 3 sacks in 13 regular season games, which is very low for a guy that wants $20 million fucking dollars. Clowney ranked 5th in ESPN pass rush win rate at 24.8%, scored 2 defensive touchdowns, and was consistently Seattle's most disruptive defensive lineman. That's facts. Well, Frank Clark is gone. Of course, that's going to be the main guy. Let's see here. Best run stuff rate since 2016. Jadevon Clowney, number 1 in the league with 5.8%. Grady Jarrett, number 2 at 5.7%. Luke Kuechly, 5.5%. And Calais Campbell, 5.3%. So Jadevon Clowney might be more well-known for his pass rushing ability, but he is elite against the run. Since 2016, Clowney has the highest rate of tackles on run plays that result in no gain or loss. So that's what you're getting him there. He might not get the sack lunches. Yum, 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 yum. Madden, you got to pay me for that. But he definitely plugs up the middle like no one else. Clowney, who turned 27 in February, even though he looks like 47, suffered a core muscle injury in Week 10 last season, elected to postpone surgery to the offseason. That left him playing in pain for most of the second half of the season. The injury sidelined him for 2 games, and then he missed a 3rd game with the flu. He then added 1.5 sacks in Seattle's 2 playoff games. Dirty hit against Carson Wentz. I'll never forget that because the Eagles were going to go far last season, I believe. If that didn't happen, that was a shame. Helmet-to-helmet hit on Carson Wentz, which didn't draw a penalty or a fine, which is ridiculous. Knocked the Eagles quarterback out of the game, and Seattle ended up winning the game, and I hate seeing teams win that type of way. The Seahawks couldn't find him or keep him from hitting the open market via either the franchise tag or the transition tag, as they agreed not to tag Clowney when they acquired him. Clowney had been tagged by the Texans and possessed leverage to insist on no 2020 tag because he already had before that with the tender. Now, Clowney was named to 3 consecutive Pro Bowls from 2016 to 2018 with the Texans. Overall, he has 236 tackles, 32 sack lunches. Yum, 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 yum. Oh, there we go. Even the mic goes crazy. I got too crazy with the sack lunches there. 32 sacks, 9 forced fumbles, 7 recoveries, 51 tackles for loss, an interception, 4 defensive touchdowns since being selected with the first overall pick since 2014. Now, Clowney struggled with knee injuries early in his career, missing 15 games in his first 2 seasons. In 2016, he played through wrist and elbow injuries, appearing in 14 games and making the Pro Bowl for the first time. In 2017, he played in all 16 games, the only time in his career. So he's a guy that usually gets banged up as well, but hey, it is what it is. I'm excited to see him play with the Titans, and I'll be very honest. Even though his stat line was kind of not great for sacks, you can't judge a player's worth by just sack lunches. Yum, 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 yum. Madden, I'm waiting for my check. You know, because sometimes if you're a run stuffer or you're a guy that can get tackles for loss or no gains, that's valuable. But I think for us as fans, we expect more out of Clowney because he was the first pick in the draft. The one thing that I remember from Clowney, and a lot of y'all remember from Clowney, was when they ended up playing Michigan, and he just blew that guy's helmet off, and then the guy fell down, fumbled, and he scooped it up in one motion, all one-handed, and recovered the fumble. So when you saw that play, you thought, okay, this guy's going to be the next big thing. You know, he's going to be the next Javon Curse. He's going to be the next freak out there. And he's had some, good games and bad games, but I just expected a little bit more out of him. And he's got injured a little bit, too much for me as well. But for a guy that's wanting that kind of money, yeah, I know you're a former number 1 pick, but he's not worth $20 million. But I'll be very honest, I am glad that he's not going to the Saints. I don't want the Saints to get any better than they already are. It's already going to be a tough battle. But if he was going to go there, it would have made it a little spicier just because I got Fournette recently. And then if Clowney went to the Saints, then it gives them a whole nother weapon to really pop off and show off on how good they're going to do. But, it'll be really interesting right now. All right, Memphis 21, Arkansas State 14. College football, it's here. Defensive end Jadevon Clowney expected to sign with the Titans. A reaction with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can, either on here, patreon.com/NWSF, or our GoFundMe. And if you're looking for merch, Northwest Sports Fanatic merch, link is below every video on our YouTube page. You can follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram at NW Sports Fanatics. Wanted to hop on today because I've been putting in a lot of work with the editing, the text on the thumbnails, the new green screen look. So moving forward, we're going to have a big year. We're going to get past the 20,000 subscriber mark. We're going to be putting out a lot of great content for reaction videos, a lot of live streams for Monday night, Thursday night, Sunday night football, and even some other games that are in the morning and early afternoon. I'm really excited for year 4 for the Northwest Sports Fanatics. You guys are the best fans on YouTube. I couldn't ask for a better fan base, and I hope that you guys appreciate all the hard work. I hope you guys like the new look of the channel, and it's going to be a fun season. And I can't wait for Thursday. I've been having a hard time sleeping just thinking about that Chiefs game and the Texans. First game of the season, and obviously the Texans, I believe they played a couple years ago the Patriots in the first game. Then they played the Saints in the opener last year, and now you're getting the Chiefs. So it doesn't get any easier for the Texans, but I am excited to be able to see Patrick Mahomes, the clone, Showtime, the best quarterback in the league, the best player in the league, show off his skill set. I can't wait to see Clyde Edwards-Helaire get his first touchdown. Will he get his first touchdown in game 1? I think he will. And then you'll probably end up seeing Tyreek the Freak Hill or Sammy Watkins or Travis Kelce get in once or twice. And then even Deshaun Watson and his crew, between Randall Cobb and Will Fuller, Brandon Cooks, and Kenny Stills, they're going to be able to make some plays. I just don't really know what you're going to get from that offensive line or the defense, and they're going to be in an uphill battle. But if they can keep it close in the first half, that's into their favor going into the third quarter and fourth quarter, where typically the Chiefs explode, especially if they're down, or they just start that momentum where that wheel is just turning at full speed. But I definitely got the Chiefs winning in week 1 in that debut game on Thursday, and I definitely will be here for it. Let's see here. So it doesn't matter if he didn't, because he did throw 30 picks. Yeah, I'm glad Jameis Winston is no longer on my team anymore. I mean, and even if I didn't get Tom Brady, I wanted Ryan Tannehill second. It was pretty much Ryan Tannehill and Tom Brady were the ones that I was hoping that I would have a shot for my team, moving forward. But who knows? Will Jameis Winston be a starter after this season ever again? Will Marcus Mariota ever be a starter after this year ever again? The real question is, will Mitchell Trubisky be a starter after this league ever again? Probably not. And it's not like Nick Foles is that much better. You know what I mean? But if they start off with Mitchell Trubisky, he'll probably have the job for a month. And if they end up going 1-3, then that's it. You know, they definitely fucked up. They could have had Patrick Mahomes. They could have had Deshaun Watson. And they even traded up for Trubisky. But it all depends on coaching and who you have around you. So even if Mahomes would have went to that particular team, even if Deshaun Watson would have went there, yeah, they would have had success, right? Especially when that Bears team still had Vic Fangio. Could you imagine Vic Fangio, that Bears defense, with the Patrick Mahomes or with the Deshaun Watson? I mean, it could have been crazy. But, I mean, every team fucks up and makes bad picks in the draft or the player doesn't, really ball out and overachieve. So we'll see where it goes. Mariota's injured again. Yeah, that sucks, man. So Carr's got the job. I mean, it's his job to lose. So we're going to have to see where it goes. But I hope you guys have a decent season. But like you mentioned, Raiders. You guys got a really tough schedule in those first 5 or 6 games. So it might be an uphill battle. But, I am excited to see Waller. I'm excited to see Ruggs. Too bad, Tyrell Williams ended up getting injured. But we'll see where it goes with that. Yeah, but the main thing is that it shows you, even though Khalil Mack went over there, Sir Luke, right? And, you had a great scheme and a lot of amazing players. When the head coach left, right, actually the defensive coordinator who became the head coach, Vic Fangio, they literally almost had the same defense the year after, and they went downhill. So coaching really does matter in the NFL. You really got to be able to have those tight, cohesive units, and it really shows Vic Fangio's worth going to Denver with Drew Lock. And I don't know if the Bears are ever going to be the same. I would assume they'll be the worst team in the NFC North. I don't see them winning very many games at all. I think they're going to be a very bad football team. And the Jags should be very bad as well. And they'll be in the sweepstakes going for Trevor Lawrence. So regardless if the Bears are openly saying they're tanking, I think they're tanking. I think the Jags are tanking. And they're both going to be trying to get Trevor Lawrence. So I'm excited to see what happens there. Let's see here. I know Evans is great, but I would take Tyreek over him. But you're a Chiefs fan, so of course you're going to say that, Trick. But for me, if I'm looking at going into the season, the way that I would rank everyone, I got Michael Thomas 1, I got DeAndre Hopkins 2, Julio 3, I got to give him the respect there. Then I would probably go Devontae Adams 4, Tyreek the Freak Hill 5, and then I'd probably go Mike Evans 6. Or 5. I mean, you can go there. Keenan Allen's up there around 6 or 7 as well. And there's a few other guys that are underrated, Allen Robinson, and a few other guys that are kind of like, they don't really get the respect that they deserve. Allen Robinson is definitely one of those guys. Keenan Allen, Tyler Lockett, a lot of these guys. But I think that's kind of how I would go based off the list. So I would go Michael Thomas, DeAndre Hopkins, Julio, Devontae Adams, I love him, right? And then I go Tyreek the Freak Hill. And I'm a Bucs fan. So I easily could have put Mike Evans 4, Mike Evans 5. But I'll tell you what, with Tom Brady, I think Mike Evans has a legitimate shot to be all-pro this season. He has a shot. Like, Godwin's going to get big numbers too. But if they give the ball to Mike Evans as much as I think they are, and he ends up, balling out, Mike Evans could be an all-pro, and he could end up being, like, ranked number 3, number 4, number 5 wide receiver and move up a couple spots. Because right now, in most people's eyes, I think he's somewhere between 4 and 8 as far as like an overall ranking. And 8 is on the low side if you're just like a hater. You know what I mean? But I think most people have him somewhere between 4, 5, 6, 7, kind of in that general range, but normally around that 5 or 6 spot. It just depends if you like Mike Evans or Keenan Allen, or Mike Evans, or Devontae Adams. You're kind of in that same category. But that's kind of how I feel about it. And I love Chris Godwin, and he's one of those guys that I believe, to me, out of all the wide receivers in the league, I think that he has a shot to legitimately put himself in the top 10 moving forward. He's that good. And honestly, I think his hands are just as good as Mike Evans. And personally, I think they're a little bit better. I've seen him make some amazing grabs, over the years at Penn State. Right? Obviously playing the Rose Bowl against USC and then moving into learning the playbook with Tampa. I think both of those guys could be great. OBJ, no. OBJ used to be top 5, just like AJ Green. They are no longer top 5. I would take Devontae Adams, Tyreek the Freak Hill, and Mike Evans over OBJ. Now, OBJ could revitalize his career, possibly, with Baker Mayfield. I'm not really sold on the Browns, but I do like that they got Jedrick Wills, right, from Bama. So that was a good pickup in the draft. Addressed the O-line concerns because the head coach was booty, the O-line was booty, and the Baker struggled, right? So you got OBJ and you got Jarvis Landry and you got Austin Hooper from the Falcons at tight end, and you got Njoku, you got Nick Chubb, you got Kareem Hunt. So you got weapons, right? You got weapons, but I just don't know. The main reason is if they have more time to go through everything. Oh, look who's in the building, Marcus _NWSF. What's up, my guy? How do you like the new look? Your boy's been grinding. Your boy has been grinding. So this is the green screen, baby, right? So I got the thumbnails with the text, right? And then I sent you a little picture then on Instagram. And then, like I said, I've been working. So yeah, I'm excited to have you come here on Thursday, man. And like I said, we'll be doing a lot of reaction videos, putting in a lot of time with OBS and the chroma key and all the other things. But it's on, baby. It's on. We're going to have a fantastic year 4. But I don't think OBJ's top 5, and he could have a top 5 season. But if he does, it's more not necessarily Baker. It's going to be the offensive line with Jack Conklin and Jedrick Wills, giving him more time, and Nick Chubb being a top 3, top 4 running back in the league. And quarterback's best friend is a great running game. And Kareem Hunt, obviously, as a guy on third down and change of pace back. But I just don't know if I trust Baker Mayfield enough. Because if they don't get it, I mean, you got the Steelers in the division, right, with Big Ben Revenge Tour. You got the Ravens, who are a Super Bowl favorite. And you got a team in the Bengals with Joe Burrow that's not going to be easy. Their offensive line isn't very good, and their defense is kind of suspect. They got Geno Atkins. I love him. But Joe Mixon's there. Joe Burrow. A.J. Green could be, a comeback player of the year. Avoid the Boyd. Tyler Boyd's there. You got T. Higgins there. You got John Ross there. So Joe Burrow's got weapons, and I love his game. So that division in the AFC North, King of the North, is not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy at all. Yeah, why would you ask Marcus if you think it's Chiefs or Texans? No one thinks the Texans are going to win. Come on, man. Even if they had DeAndre Hopkins, they're not going to be able to beat the Chiefs. It might be an ass whooping. I mean, it's going to be exciting to watch, and obviously it's going to be fun to watch, but I don't see them putting up that much of a fight, maybe for a couple quarters, but I don't see them winning that game at all. The Chiefs are the best team in football, and honestly, if I could see any scenario happening this season, it's them repeating and going back to back, as Drake would say. They're the best team in football. 20 out of 22 starters. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, they pick him. He's got a chance to get Offensive Rookie of the Year. Juan Thornhill, the thumper, is going to be healthy. You still got Frank Clark. You still got Chris Jones. Who? Chris Jones. And you got Honey Badger and all the other pieces. I mean, I don't see any teams really competing with the Chiefs. The Ravens will be good. They'll compete, right? You got the Bills. You got the Titans. You got the Steelers. The Pats with Cam. I get it. But I think there's a different tier level between some of these teams. I definitely think, with the roster and how things are shaped out, that the Chiefs are by far the best team, in my opinion. And in the NFC, you got the Bucs, you got the Saints, you got the Packers, the Niners, you got the Seahawks, and then you also got the Cowboys, the Eagles, and the Giants. And I really like the Giants as a sleeper team, them and the Lions and the Cardinals. I think those 3 teams could really make some noise in the season. I really do. I think they could really get some things going and upset a lot of favored teams as we're going into 2020. Let's see here. Lenny D says, Ryan, you got to stop the OBJ disrespect. I don't know. Ask Marcus. What you think, Marcus? Do you think thank you, man. I was going through a bunch of different ones to see what would suit us best, right? Okay, baby. And this one looked fire to me. So, it's long overdue. You know what I mean? This is something that we probably should have had done, couple years back, but everything happens in time. So, but yeah, I'm not really big on OBJ. You know what I mean? I don't know if I ever will be. I think his work ethic isn't as strong as some of the guys that I have ahead of him. Michael Thomas, right? D-Hop, Julio, Devontae Adams, Tyreek the Freak Hill, Mike Evans, Keenan Allen. I feel that certain guys, I mean, he's got that ESPN. He's like Zion. That's a great example for me. Zion Williamson and OBJ are like the same kind of guy. They're going to be on SportsCenter top 10 all the time. They're going to have great one-handed catches, 360 dunks, right? But as far as making other teammates better and really being reliable game in and game out, that's why John Morant won Rookie of the Year, well-deserved. John Morant getting that award, right, over Zion. But both of those guys, to me, are a little overrated. I think both guys are good players, and they're great talents. But I would definitely take a lot of guys over OBJ before, like I said, I would take DeAndre Hopkins, Michael Thomas, Julio, Devontae Adams, Mike Evans. I would probably even take Keenan Allen over OBJ. But like I said, it all depends on Baker Mayfield and the time that he gets in the pocket. And now you got Jack Conklin and Jedrick Wills from Bama, Roll Tide. So he's going to have more time. They have a top 10 offensive line this season. And he got in his head, last year. So I agree. Clyde Edwards-Helaire will be one of the Offensive Rookie of the Year candidates. Chase Young or Isaiah Simmons. I agree. Who will have the best defense in the NFC South? On paper, obviously the Saints. The Saints look like they got the best defense, but I think Tampa Bay will be closer than people think. People think that the secondary is just absolute booty. And if you look at the names, it's easy to say that, right? But I think some of their guys, Carlton Davis, and some of the other kind of no-name guys, but you got Antoine Winfield Jr., Antoine Winfield's son there, Justin Evans there. So even though the names are not really recognizable, I think that they'll play a little bit better. But we'll see, though. We'll see. We'll see on the progression, because I think some of the guys are going to end up being a little bit better than people think. And a lot of people don't know, like Carlton Davis, he ended up having the second most pass breakups last season. And in the last 6 games of the year, the defense was really starting to come on with sacks, tackles for loss, interceptions. So I'm excited to see where it's going, obviously, from last season to this season, because the teams are completely different. But I think both teams, the Saints and the Bucs, are in the playoffs, and that's facts. So I'm taking Keenan Allen over him too. I know, facts. Let's see here. Marcus Peters, Jason Peters. Yeah. Well, thank God they have him with all those injuries, Marcus. If they didn't have him re-sign, I mean, all those guys getting hurt, it was like every 3 days they had another guy get out for the year or have a serious long injury, starting with Brooks. So I wasn't happy about that, because I don't like seeing teams go down with big injuries. Top 2 in AFC is Chiefs, Ravens. NFC top 2, Niners and Saints. The reality, the Bucs are here now, especially with Fournette. Regardless, the moves they have added, it shows, and I hate it. I know, Sir Luke. And see, a lot of times people don't want to admit that we're going to be good. We're going to be contenders. I mean, if you can't look at that team on paper and not think that they're not going to be competitive, I mean, you're really joking yourself. I mean, I think 10 wins minimum for that team, with the experience, with a good selection of young guys, old guys, veterans, and rookies, and younger players that are going to really come into their own. Mike Evans and Devin White on the offensive wide receiver side and linebacker side could both be all pro, not just Pro Bowl, but all pro this season based on Brady being there. So I'm excited to see the progression, to see where things go. But we'll see. The Niners might take a step back, though, with some of the injuries with Deebo Samuel. They don't have the selection of running backs as they did before. I'm not really big on Jimmy G. Porn star Jimmy Garoppolo, I'm not sold on him at all, right? It's more Kyle Shanahan and his great coaching style, and George Kittle. But like I said, they're going to pound the rock and play good defense. DeForest Buckner's on the Colts now. So, I mean, they still more than likely will win the NFC West, but you got to think the Rams got better. The Cardinals definitely got better, and the Seahawks are always going to be in the mix. They got Jamal Adams now, right? One of the best safeties in football. No, the best safety in football to me. That's the one that I would want, right? Bobby Wagner, the best middle linebacker in the game since Luke Kuechly's retired. And you got Danger Russ, Russell Wilson. So if Danger Russ is there, that's like 10 wins. I mean, regardless if they have, the worst offensive line in the league and a bottom 5 defensive line, like their defensive line to me is the worst in the league, or really, really low. And the offensive line is going to be like bottom 5 also. So you got to think, if they actually had a good O-line and actually a good defensive front, Seattle would be a really deep contender every year to make an NFC championship game. But that's the big thing from them not being able to get past, so many rounds, is just because they get limited with the horrible defensive line, arguably the worst in the league, and then a bottom 5 offensive line. And that's facts. Will Cam Newton kiss Belichick this year? I don't really know how great they're going to be. I mean, they might by default get maybe 10 wins. So we'll see where it goes, but I can see them in the playoffs. Tyrann Mathieu, number 2. Well, a lot of you guys are biased, though. Because Lenny D, you like LSU players, right? And then you get guys that are like Schrick that are Chiefs fans. So, of course, you're going to be riding with your guys. Well, for me, as far as safeties are concerned, before the injuries, Jamal Adams, I had him 1. Personally, to me, I really like Derwin James when healthy. When Derwin James is healthy, I thought he could have been a top 5 defensive player of the year candidate. I really like Derwin James. And obviously, Kevin Byard, I'd have him up there too. And then Honey Badger is right there as well. But, I mean, as far as Honey Badger's impact, you can't really necessarily argue. I mean, some people outside of Kansas City or fans of Tyrann Mathieu, Harrison Smith, he used to be, but I'm not sure if Smith is still in that same category. Even though his stats say that he's still top 5, I just don't know if I've seen the impact as much. But we'll find out this year because they lost a lot of starters on that defensive core and that unit. But I think Kevin Byard's better than Harrison Smith. So if I was going to do the rankings, for me, I would probably go as far as like leader, impact player, someone that's going to get it done, game in and game out. I would probably go Jamal Adams 1, Kevin Byard 2, Honey Badger 3, and then Derwin James 4. That's probably where I would go. Or, you can flip-flop some of those guys. But if to put him at 2, I mean, he's earned it. I mean, if they didn't have him, there's no Super Bowl. You know what I mean? Earl Thomas. He's kind of scaled back a little bit, mostly because the scheme from Seattle and then going to Baltimore wasn't the right fit for him. So depending on what team he goes to, Minka Fitzpatrick, that's another one. There's certain guys. I like Minka a lot too. Minka's nice. I'm not sure if Minka's top 3. He makes a lot of plays, but he's definitely in the consideration of being in that top 5. He's solid. I like watching him year in and year out. Lenny D says, you can't tell me Tyrann Mathieu hasn't earned that number 2 spot. He said, fuck no, Derwin James not enough on the field. But the thing is, with Derwin James, though, when he's healthy, he's one of those guys that he shows that talent level. Like, regardless if you don't like him or not, Derwin James has an opportunity, if he was healthy, to be in the conversation as the best safety in football. He's that talented. I mean, if you watched him at Florida State, I don't know if you did or not, but, I mean, the impact that he has, he's that good. I mean, I like Jamal Adams, and I've always liked Jamal Adams 1, but I always thought Derwin James was very close behind him. And then you have a lot of other guys that have been in the league for a while, Harrison Smith, Earl Thomas, Honey Badger, that have been obviously consistent. But Kevin Byard is another guy that definitely gets disrespected. Eddie Jackson, that's another one. Big play Eddie. He's always steady Eddie Jackson, always making those scoops for scores and pick sixes. So, I mean, there's a lot of talent at that position in the top 10. Those are some great name drops right there. But I really feel with Derwin, he's been injured, right? But you can't tell me, if the Chargers had him, right, even with Justin Herbert or Tyrod Taylor, I think that they would have a shot with the Broncos to maybe make the playoffs, right? But no Derwin James, that dream is over. I mean, he's that much of an impact guy because Derwin James is like Jamal Adams where you can put him up on the line and he can blitz, he can play coverage, he can play man-to-man, he can play zone, and he's a fucking thumper. Who hits harder than Derwin James besides maybe Jamal Adams? There's not very many guys that thump like him. So Weddle used to be in that conversation, but I mean that's for me. I think Kevin Byard gets disrespected a lot. There's a lot of guys that don't really get the proper pub or the love, and it's sad that Derwin got hurt again because I really thought that he would be in the consideration for top 5 defensive player of the year. I thought that he was going to have a monster season. He's that talented of a player, so we'll see where it goes. Weddle, yeah. Weddle used to be good, but he's kind of aged, kind of like Earl Thomas. I don't put either of those in the top 5 anymore. But definitely Honey Badger is top 5. Like I said, without him, without Frank Clark, without Chris Jones. Who? Chris Jones. They aren't in the Super Bowl, and they're not winning the Super Bowl without him in that run, and that's facts. Very talented. Did you hear that, Marcus, that Madden 21 stole sack lunch from us? Did you hear that? Everyone's been commenting on it in the last couple weeks. When they end up getting a sack, they say sack lunch. And then now all these studio ESPN and Fox Sports. Like, remember when we saw the article last season where they had the video highlight tape where it said sack, and then they had the sack lunch emoji next to it? We need to get paid. These guys are stealing our material. These other YouTubers and other social media people, these people on these other networks, even Madden is stealing our shit. We need to get reimbursed, my guy. And then all of a sudden they'll have it. It's 12 noon. You know what time it is? It's time for a sack lunch. Yum, 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 yum. If I see that in the game, or if I see that on TV or social media, we are going to have a problem. We are definitely going to have a problem. Eddie Jackson, but not in top 5. Yeah, he's steady, though. And the thing is also, too, that Eddie Jackson and some of these other guys have been hurt with coaching changes. You know, when they don't have the proper guys coaching them up, Vic Fangio, they're not the same player. You know what I mean? And the Bears still have a top 5 to 10 defense in the league. But when you got Mitchell Trubisky or Nick Foles, I don't really know what that's going to do for you this season. And that's facts. Defensive end Jadevon Clowney expected to sign with the Titans. A reaction with your boy Ryan and Marcus and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can, either on here, patreon.com/NWSF, or our GoFundMe. And if you're looking for merch, Northwest Sports Fanatic merch, link is below every video on our YouTube page. You can follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram at NW Sports Fanatics. So Clowney to the Titans really gives them an edge, and I think they're one of the only teams, maybe the Buffalo Bills and the Pittsburgh Steelers, as teams that could dethrone the Chiefs or Ravens from those top 2 spots. I really like Big Ben Revenge Tour, depending on his shoulder and elbow and his arm. If he can hold up for the whole season, they should have more than likely 10 to 12 wins. The Titans are in position for 10 to 12 wins, and the Buffalo Bills, I think, are going to win the AFC East for the first time, and they're going to have 10 to 13 wins. So we're going to have to see with the Bills and all those teams that I mentioned, the Titans, the Bills, and the Steelers all have one thing in common. Do you guys know what it is? The Bills, the Titans, and the Steelers, they all have one thing in common to help dethrone the Ravens or the Chiefs from being that top 2 spot in the AFC. Do you guys know what it is? Comment below if you guys know. The Titans, the Bills, and the Steelers all have one thing in common going into 2020 against the Ravens and the Chiefs and maybe dethroning that top spot. The answer is great defenses. A good head coach. That could be another one as well. And I absolutely love Sean McDermott. Mike Tomlin's a G, right? They all have those pieces. And then Vrabel's a stud too, right? So that's another thing as well. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Another small donation. Bang! Shingo with 3 donations in the chat, my guy. Appreciate you very much. Fly, Eagles, fly. Even though we don't agree a lot of time, and sometimes you're so much in love with Carson Wentz and all your Eagles players, I appreciate you. Sometimes you have some crazy takes, and I'll give you that. Sometimes we agree. A lot of times we disagree. But I appreciate your consistency on the channel, showing love to the channel, commenting on the channel, and obviously donating on the channel. Thank you very much. Don Shingo from Germany with another donation. $5, my guy. So you should have some of my Corona bonus. Appreciate that. Defense, Sir Luke, right there. And the thing is, if you got great defenses, like the Bills, the Steelers, and the Titans, that will be able not to stop the Chiefs, slow them down, but you could beat a team like the Ravens. The Ravens, to me, are the best team in the league that are beatable, if that makes sense. I think the Chiefs are one of those teams that no matter what you throw at them, you're not going to beat that team. I don't see them losing very many games this year. I mean, they're going to win 13 to 15 games this season, and you could say the same for the Ravens as well. But we're going to be able to see the Chiefs and the Ravens go at it, I believe, week 3 on Monday Night Football. That's going to be the showcase game besides Bucs Saints week 1 with Tom Brady and Drew Brees. But that matchup, and besides like week 17, Niners and Seahawks for the playoff positioning, that's going to be fire like it is always every year. But I really truly think that the Bucs and the Saints, but especially that Ravens-Chiefs matchup, Monday Night Football, believe week 3, off the chain. We're going to be seeing so many big plays, and really the key might come down to Mark Ingram. If he's healthy and he has a big game, that might be the difference with the Ravens winning or losing. But the Ravens haven't been able to beat Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. So we'll see if the Chiefs can get it done again. And I believe the game, Strick, you'll let me know. The game is in Baltimore, I believe. Is that correct? I believe it is. 6 Inc. in the building. Yeah, baby. We got a new look. That's why I hopped on. I was waiting on the lights. I ordered lighting from Amazon. I've been working hard on the green screen work. I've been working hard on OBS. I've been doing some editing on the thumbnails. So we're really taking the channel to the next level. I hope you guys love it. I hope you guys enjoy it. Like I said, it's been a hard couple weeks, going through everything because I still got a full-time job. Marcus does too. And like I said, I wanted to make sure that year 4 was going to be as memorable for me and Marcus and all y'all, but making sure that we stepped up the presentation. And I figured, you know what, if I got to go some sleepless nights and really study YouTube tutorial videos and watch all these like computer nerds, try to work the computer, and I'm trying to understand all the buttons and everything, but I figured it out. And I'm really excited about the look. I mean, the look looks great. I mean, no longer, things that, with the green screen in the background not being used. It's definitely exciting to see the progress. If you saw where the channel was, year 1, when we just had the green screen and there's a little logo in the left, top left corner, to now where it's at. And then obviously adding the thumbnails and having the better presentation. This is going to be the best year yet for the Northwest Sports Fanatics. And I think I'm going to be able to find a way when we end up doing, if I can get it set up correct, when we do reaction videos, we might do full screen of the actual game. So it won't be just like a partial screen like we used to do before. Like what you see in the background now, that's going to be the game footage. So if I can do it like that, and then they'll have me and Marcus probably in the corner, we'll probably be a little bit smaller, kind of like how they do in gaming channels, where they're in the bottom left corner, and then you can see the full screen of the game footage of someone playing, Call of Duty or Madden or 2K for basketball. So I think I'm going to try to set it up that way, as long as it doesn't get distorted in the picture when I stretch it out. But I'm definitely hoping that I'll be able to do it like that. So not only is the live streams going to be fire like this, but we're also going to be able to get the reaction videos and take them to the next level. And I know we're going to get past 20,000 subscribers. We'll probably hit, I'm hoping, the goal to hit is 4 million views on the channel by the time that the season is over. We're already past 3 million right now. So a lot of hard work has gone into that. And we're only about 600 or 700 subscribers away from 20,000. So even though YouTube isn't pushing us with the new format, and I had to change the format on what I use for like Google Chrome and the way that it's set up, now putting ads on the live streams and whatnot. So the revenue should be better, and like I said, things will be good. The donations will be fire, and I think a lot of the new people that see the channel will be excited, and I think a lot of the old school guys that that have watched us that just haven't been in the room for a while will be blown away. So we're really taking the presentation to the next level, and like I said, I've been working hard, and me and Marcus are going to bring it. It's going to be fun. We're going to have a fantastic year 4, and I'm going to try to do as many reaction videos with Marcus, and then on the ones that he can't do, I'll put in some extra effort and do some solo just to get some of those other games into the library, so that way that we can get the most from all the fan base. I mean, if I had a choice, I would want to do every single game, a reaction video for every single game. But if we're doing a live stream for Sunday Night Football, Monday night, and Thursday, that's going to take up some of the time where we would be doing some of those reaction videos. But Tuesday, Wednesday will be very busy days. And like I said, me and Marcus are still working full-time, so it's not like we're full-time YouTubers, and sometimes it's long days, 8 to 10-hour days on the phones. I'm working on the phones, and he's working on the phones, so sometimes it's tough. You get drained, but this is the dream. Like I said, we started this in 2013. This is year 4 on YouTube since 2017, and it's going to be epic. And I had to show you the sneak peek, and I hope you're proud of me, for all the hard work. And I know you've been going through some sadness and getting depressed, and with everything with the racism and the coronavirus and everything that's been going on in the world. But now we can finally come together, even though that you moved a little bit too far for me. I would definitely have liked it if you would have moved to Beaverton and found a house there instead of moving out towards Salem like you did. But we'll make it work. We'll make it work, man. And I know that now seeing the thumbnails, right, with everything, with the text on them and them looking fire, now the green screen, now the new format. We're going up, baby. This is going to be a huge, huge year, and hopefully we can kind of repeat what we did subscriber-wise and views-wise in the first 2 years in the channel when YouTube was really pushing us. So I'm excited to see you, man. And like I said, I've been reading and researching and not getting a whole lot of sleep. Really trying to make sure I get in all the ins and outs of everything that's going to be going on in the NFL season. And I plan on doing Clemson games. I plan on doing Alabama games. So hopefully we can find a channel like Highlight Heaven or some other channels that do some college football reactions, some highlights. So that way we can do some college football reaction videos. So I want to be able to get that as well. So I'm excited, man. I'm excited. Say, what up, bro? Where's all the gas? We got it here in Oregon. That's facts. But yeah, college football, and then I'll even probably do some NBA because I got an NBA scoreboard now and an NFL one through the program that I have. So, I mean, I'll probably do some of the NBA finals, maybe the Western finals, Eastern finals, and I'll probably sprinkle in some games as well. The main thing is sometimes it's just tough, with, me and then my girlfriend and her daughter, and then just being able to manage time. Because a lot of times, 3 hours for a game, or doing 3 hours, or 2.5 hours for an NBA game after we work, it's sometimes hard to coordinate the time and everything that's, going on. But we're definitely going to do our best to be able to get everything going. Oh, yeah, it's legal to smoke here. Dude, we got, like, dispensaries over every corner. Ever since it got legalized here in Oregon, there's wineries, like, every 30 minutes away from us. And there's probably, like, just from my house alone, there's, like, 3 within, like, 10 minutes. Like, no joke. Like, right down the road from me, there's, like, 2. And then if you go down a little bit further, there's, like, another 1 or 2. It's pretty nice, actually. Defensive end Jadevon Clowney expected to sign with the Titans. A reaction with your boy Ryan, your boy Marcus, and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boys if you can, either on here, patreon.com/NWSF, or our GoFundMe. And if you're looking for merch, Northwest Sports Fanatic merch, link is below every video on our YouTube page. Brand new NWSF hoodies, black, stylish. They look like NWO, $39.99. Cop one for you, your girlfriend, your friends. It's going to be a big year for the Northwest Sports Fanatics. And you can follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram at NW Sports Fanatics. So I'm excited too, bro. Much needed because this face belongs on the Tizoob. Your face belongs on the Tizzle. Man, it's been too long, man. And like I said, it's been a long road to think of where we started, from those first videos in Chris's apartment with the busted ass laptop when I used to take 2 trains, 2 buses, and walk like 30 minutes just to meet up with you, and then to see where we're at now. Yeah, so I wanted to do this video first. So what we're going to do, Marcus, is we're going to do ESPN League. I'll try to set it up tonight. We're going to do a 10-man league, probably non-PPR, right? So you'll have a team. I'll have a team since, you live in Salem, and if I got to text or call you from Salem, for different lineup changes, this and that, it might just get a little hectic, and so everything that's going on. So I think it'll be fun for us to compete against each other, but then also have your style of play with fantasy and then mine. So you'll have a team, I'll have a team, right? Corey will have a team, Omer Muich, right? Our winner from last year will have a team, and then we'll draw for 6 winners. And then for 6 winners, then we'll get the email, and then we'll probably have the fantasy draft on like Tuesday or Wednesday, if that works for you. Unless we do it sooner. So, but I'm thinking that's the way I want to set up. I talked to Corey on Instagram. So I talked to him, and he told me that how he was begging to be in it. And I talked to him, and then, I said, do you want to be in it? He's like, yeah, I want to be in it. So we'll do it like that. So you, me, Corey, Omer, last year's winner, and then we'll draw for 6 names. And then I'll probably do a video tomorrow just for fantasy football and see who logs in. And then I'll get everyone's email and their screen name. And then at that point, I'll probably do a drawing later on in the day. And then I'll try to get it all set up on the ESPN website. So it'll be fun. So there'll be 6 lucky people that'll be able to join me, Marcus, Corey, and Omer Muich, big Panthers fan, big donator to the channel, who won it last year, surprisingly. Because he had almost all Panthers fans or all Panthers players, and he was in like last place for like a good chunk of the year. But then all of a sudden, he started just stackpiling wins over and over. And I think he ended up picking Lamar Jackson. I can't remember if he had him or not, but I think he did. And then that's really what put him over the top. But it's going to be a fun fantasy football season. And I'm not doing the league with Preston, Marcus, this season, because that one was that like $1,500 money league. They upped the ante to like $200 buy-in. So I think Preston was like, because normally he would do 100 and I would do 50, and I would just run the team. So I definitely want to do at least 1 team. I don't like doing more than 2, but if we just do 1, I think it'll be solid, and then we'll be able to see kind of draft strategy, and I might even do a live stream for the fantasy football draft. So if that's something that you can't come through, since you're coming on Thursday and gas and it's kind of far and you work, that I'll do a live stream maybe of the draft on like Tuesday or Wednesday. So that way people can kind of see the picks as they're going, and we can have people hop in the chat and pick. So we'll be doing that. He won't stop. He won't stop messaging you about it. I know he's super excited. He messaged me this morning too. He's like, I got another fantasy football draft on Monday at 7:30, and I told him that I would get in there. So Sir Luke, I am going to do a video probably tomorrow about the fantasy football drawing. So all you'll do is you'll come into the room when I do the video, and you'll drop your email. And then once you drop your email, I'll write it down, and then I'll have it in the chat, and then I'll end up doing a drawing probably later that day or on Monday. And then 6 people will be lucky enough to join me, Marcus, our buddy Corey, and Omer Muich, the winner from last season, in a 10-man, either PPR league or standard. And I like Yahoo better, the way that it's formatted, but we've just done ESPN for the last couple years, so I'll probably stick with that format. So even though the Yahoo League is fun, and I like the way that they have pictures of the players, as far as the fantasy football is concerned, and then ESPN typically doesn't. But I just like the ESPN format, even though Yahoo's, I believe, is better. But I think that we'll probably just keep it the way that we did last year and the year before, and we'll just do ESPN, and we'll do some winners and some prizes. I still need to be able to hook up Omer from last season as well. But that'll be how you get in, or an opportunity to get in. I'm definitely going to react to some UF games. I'm going to do Bama, UF, Clemson. I mean, there's no Big Ten for Ohio State and no Pac-12 for my Oregon Ducks. So I'm going to have to go outside the box and do some more games. And maybe I'll even do some live streams for some University of Florida Gator games as well. So I'm going to try to keep as busy as possible with MLB coming up, hopefully Dodgers and Yankees in the World Series. NBA Finals, Western Conference Finals, Eastern Conference Finals. So we're going to have a lot of material that we're going to go to. But a real key for the channel, I feel, besides all the editing and all the upgrades that we've made, I really want to be able to do a lot of college football live streams and reaction videos if we can find a channel partner like Highlight Heaven, who's our boy, that I can link with to be able to have him put the content out, and then we can do the reactions to it. But I really want to get back to doing a lot of college football like we did year 1 and year 2, and maybe even throw out some soccer, some football. I'd love to be able to get back and doing a couple Messi and Ronaldo and Mbappe and some of these other soccer stars. A lot of these guys have been in the news lately, with Ronaldo and Messi, and wanting to switch teams, and seeing kind of the progression of some of these studs that we did reaction videos to a couple seasons ago. I would like to kind of maybe get back into that, as long as the copywriting and if we can find a channel to work with that that they won't block the video. Rugby, like we used to do as well. I mean, I don't mind kind of going outside the box and doing all kinds of different, things for material, as long as we have the time. I want to be able to do some WWE and AEW pay-per-views, do some live streams for that. So the channel is going to be very, very busy. All right, rivergallington@gmail. Nice. So I'm still going to need you to put it in when I end up doing the show tomorrow. But I got it here, and I can always check back here. But if you want to be a part of the fantasy football, make sure that you hop in tomorrow, and then we'll probably end up doing the draft on Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday prior to the season starting. All right, Marcus. So got the kids this weekend. Love y'all. Miss y'all. See you Thursday. Gang, gang, gang. I miss you, brother. Get your head right. Love you, appreciate you, and let's get this season 4 off to the right foot. And with the thumbnails and the green screen, we're there, baby. Year 4 is going to be special. And like I said, I've been on for about an hour and a half, and I figure at this point I only want to usually go for about an hour and a half if I'm not doing like an actual live stream for a full football game or a baseball game or a basketball game. So I'm probably going to get back to doing some more research with the green screen and OBS and watching some film study and then going to all the teams, 53-man rosters, and seeing the cuts. So I want to be able to do some research there. But I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. I definitely think Jadevon Clowney going to the Titans is going to put them in the conversation of being in the AFC Championship game. I think that they can win the AFC South, and I think they can make a deep run, just like the Buffalo Bills and the Pittsburgh Steelers, to compete with the Baltimore Ravens and the Kansas City Chiefs. But you're also going to have, like Denver Broncos and a few other teams like the Colts that might be able to, do some big things as well. A guy, Porn Hunter Research. Yeah, don't think so. Raiders. But I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. Defensive end Jadevon Clowney expected to sign with the Titans. A reaction with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can, either on here, patreon.com/NWSF, or our GoFundMe. And if you're looking for merch, Northwest Sports Fanatic merch, link is below every video on our YouTube page. You can follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram at NW Sports Fanatics. New look, new green screen, new thumbnails, season 4. We're here. JJ Trilla, I was just about to leave the room. We damn boys! How do you like the new look, my guy? How do you like the new look? Got the new thumbnails, got the new green screen. How do you like the new look, JJ? I can't wait to do some Cowboys games. CeeDee Lamb, Van Jefferson, Sunday Night Football, Cowboys, Rams. Are you kidding me? You know I'm going to be there. Marcus hopefully will be there as well. He was just in the building. You just missed him. He just went out and was in the building here as well. So LSU Tigers winning it all. I can't wait. Appreciate it, man. I've been putting in a lot of work with the thumbnails, a lot of work with the green screen. So I'm sad to say I was going to end the stream, but, make sure you come in earlier. Like I said, we're going to be doing a fantasy football show tomorrow to see who gets into our league. And then I'll end up doing the show for the live stream on Thursday. We'll end up doing the game with the Texans and the Chiefs. So I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. This is the new look for the Northwest Sports Fanatics. It's year 4 for us. Brand new thumbnails, text on the thumbnails, a new look for the channel to take us to the next level to get past 20,000 subscribers, which I know we will. Don Shingo, appreciate you for the 3 donations today. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, bud. Ryan Strick, Trilla, Sir Luke, A-Guy, everyone that's in the building. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. And I'll be back very, very soon with another video. Have a great rest of your weekend. Stay safe. Peace. Woo! Let's go, baby. NFL, couple days away. Let's go. Chiefs, Texans, Thursday. Be there. JJ Trilla at the buzzer. $2 donation. We damn boys. CeeDee Lamb. Thank you, brother. Love you. Appreciate you. And I'll see you very soon. Lenny D, peace out, my guy. Fly, Eagles, fly. Cowboys in the building. Eagles in the building. I love you guys. Peace.